Good evening, guys. I'm Dr. Zoe, and you are here on the talk show, The Legend Talks. I prefer going just directly live and talking to you guys and seeing you connected. I really like this thing. I just love this. Thank you always for helping me and supporting me like this by connecting to the show and listening to the sessions. I'm really glad to have you guys on the show. Again, today I am really happy to say that. A teacher of mine, like I could say a friend of mine, who just helped me when I was in the PGDHM course. She is really an amazing person, and we are going to know her journey today. So, yes, I got the request right away, and I'm going to go live with her. Let's know the announcements.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Hi, ma'am. How are you? I'm so sorry for all.
Hi. No, that's okay. I'm sorry. I'm figuring out lot of things technologically.
How are you?
Great. Doing fine. Nice to see you after a long time.
Yeah, very long time. So I'm so happy that finally you accepted my request to come on the show and talk about yourself. And
How could not
I
I
hope
matlab,
that you're not ragging or anything. Please.
no, actually I accepted, but then I was like कि she is making such a big deal out of this. इतना तो कुछ है भी नहीं इंस्पायरिंग, बड़ा नॉर्मल सा है, इसमें मैं क्या
Oh my
बात
goodness,
करूंगी.
what are you talking, man? We are the students. We learn from you. You are like a guiding light for us at that moment. And
Oh my
that
God, no,
today
no, no,
you are,
no,
and
no.
I'm so excited to talk to you because I don't know what is happening in your life. And it's
No,
really
no,
hard to talk to teachers again.
no, I think more of as a facilitator, मतलब what we call as faculty, na, I'm more of a facilitator. I just facilitate all the information towards you and guide you. It's not teaching as such. Teacher वगैरह तो बहुत बड़ा level है. But हाँ, I enjoy being with the students, talking to them. So, yeah.
Yeah, like I remember one memory. It was like हम लोग बहुत टेंस्ड रहते थे and then there is a doubt of like okay when we will go to the hospital हम लोग क्या करेंगे कैसे करेंगे. You were like actual eyes. You said इधर ऐसा होता है उधर ऐसा होता है. These are the norms. These are the rules.
Yeah.
You saying this or talking like that. Everything. So you have guided us very nicely. It was really helpful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So the thing is, people who have joined here, they don't know actually you.
Okay.
So we need your introduction.
You okay? So I'm Dr. Anuradha Makhe, Anuradha Chanekar. Before I got married, and I'm basically from Nagpur. I did my schooling from there, and I was a student of Government Dental College, Nagpur itself. After passing out, I think it was 2000 when I completed my internship, and I hired a clinic. It was a clinical setup which was run by me and my friends. So it was an independent practice, and we did that for almost a year or so. And then I got married and shifted to Hyderabad. Then after a few months, I went to US for almost 1.5 years. So there was this continuous joining and breaking in dental practice. So in US, since I was not legally allowed to work anywhere, not as a dentist or not as anywhere, so I became just stay at home kind of a person. But I explored dental clinics over there also. I used to go as a locum, just as observing dentist to a Indian dentist nearby, Dr. Kulkarni, and tried to understand how dentistry functions in US. But I didn't have enough time to relearn again, give exams because we were not planning to settle there. So we were planning to come back. So we came back after a year and a half, and I was pregnant at the time. So after having a baby, I again joined a clinic in Hyderabad. So on and off, my clinical practice has been almost for 10 years. But after coming to Pune in 2008, I found out this PGDHM course, and the sole reason for doing this course was that if ever again we happen to go to US, I should just cannot work like that. You just getting there without giving their exams. So that was the sole reason for getting into PGDHM. But it so happened that after this course, we never went as a family. My husband went to twice or thrice short term, but I stayed here with the kids. So after passing out, Bokil sir is our principal. So he happened to call me seeking help because one of the teachers had to leave because of some personal reasons. And he asked me to fill in for the time being. So I was also not doing much at the time. So I accepted and still I'm continuing after 10, 11 years. और अगर सर ने अभी तक मुझे किक आउट नहीं किया तो मैं कुछ तो अच्छा कर रही हूँ, ये मेरा बिलीफ है.
Amazing.
So, so yeah, in between also I tried doing dentistry. I joined few clinics, managed lectures, house clinics, but then I realized that it's putting too many मतलब बहुत ज्यादा खुद को फैला के कुछ ज्यादा मिलने नहीं वाला है. And eventually I figured out that I enjoyed teaching more than dentistry. And it was taking care of my household responsibilities because schedule was pretty much flexible. I could decide when to take lectures, which days, which times. That much flexibility was given to me by Bukil sir. So it worked beautifully at the time because kids were really small. My younger daughter was just 1 year old when I started teaching. Now she's 12. So it helped me. It helped me grow in work also, and it helped me take care of my family responsibilities as well because
Yeah.
I'm more devoted to my family, my children. I would never want them to go to daycare directly from school. I wanted to be there when they came back from their schools, or daycare maybe a 1 or 2 hours kind of a thing. So it worked out beautifully that way. So
Amazing. So you had to
that's all.
manage the students, also give time to yourself, to the family, and everything. Like work also. So you
uh,
can manage
yeah,
really well.
no, but I really feel very good about, in fact, envious also about all those women who are managing full-time works along with their families and kids. I somehow could never do that, or I never planned on doing that. I had opportunities of joining full-time clinics also. Even after doing PGDHM, my first job was as an overseas patient coordinator in Sancheti itself. But being a overseas patient coordinator, that demanded extra time after hospital hours because we had to coordinate with Middle East. So that time difference that also needed to be factored in, and lot depended on patients or other doctors' availability and communication with the overseas diplomatic offices. So it was asking too much of my time. I used to come home by like 7:30 or so, and my daughter would be all very sullen and cranky. So मतलब नहीं,
Yeah.
it's not worth it. She was just 4 years by then. She was very small, and she really needed me. And husband being in IT, he couldn't devote much of a time at home. He needed that support, and that's why I stepped back, kind of stepped back. I left that job, and then this teaching came along, and I started with the same.
Amazing
So
thing
yeah.
happened when you started teaching because we were 35th batch of PGDHM and we were so lucky to know you. So lucky to got to
Yeah.
know all of the knowledge, like
I
related to
I
all of the
think
things.
I started with 26th or 27th batch of PGDHM. Mine was 25th batch. 2008. So yeah, it's a long journey when I look back, and when you say 35th batch, 35th, yes, it feels like a
Yeah.
long time.
And I'm
Yeah.
happy that you still remember me. That is the best thing. Because with these lot of students, they just come and go, and there are few only you can whom you can actually remember. So I am
Oh,
one of them. So I
I'm truly, truly, truly very honored and happy that you hold me in such high regards. Because yeah, we have seen teachers, so many who are so dedicated, whose subjects are very complex. In fact, I don't even feel that the subject that I teach is very complex or complicated. मतलब अगर उसको बहुत बेस लाइन पे बोलने जाओ तो वो सब्जेक्ट ही नहीं है, वो प्रैक्टिकल बेस ज्यादा है जिसको हमने एक
yeah,
सब्जेक्ट में
exactly.
कन्वर्ट किया है. हाँ, मतलब उसको किसी तरह से खींच तान के हमने उसको सब्जेक्ट बनाया हुआ है. बट इन द यू नो दैट, and now in hindsight when we think that is the basic what we can say foundation that any person who's thinking of getting into healthcare should get knowledge about the basic planning and administrative aspects of all the departments. That is what I all teach about. So it's more of a hand holding of students,
Yeah, right.
making them see the finer nuances. And this hand holding is needed for doctors also, even though they come from medical colleges, their perspective is more clinical. So that
Yeah,
perspective needs to be changed from clinical to administrative, where they might get confused and frustrated also कि
yeah.
ये बहुत basic है, we know this, but in the longer run they come back and they tell us कि no, journal writing has actually helped us, and that is my reward. So,
I would also tell you that like it actually helped us and it was like actual eyes for
mm,
us क्योंकि अगर हमको कोई डिपार्टमेंट के बारे में अगर थोड़ा सा डीप में सोचना है तो it's not about
mm,
what we are looking at, it's all about what is
mm,
going on in that department. So when you go,
yeah,
what is the first process, what is the second one, and
yeah,
how do you get out of there with what information in the hands. So this is
yeah,
important. If there are people who would just go in the hospital, they get lost sometimes. For us
yeah,
journal was like
definitely.
अगर नहीं समझ रहा है ना जर्नल खोल लो क्योंकि फर्स्ट स्टेप उसके बाद
Hmm.
सेकंड स्टेप थर्ड स्टेप एवरीथिंग यू हैव अ चार्ट देयर
Hmm.
that actually
Okay.
helps journal writing. I just
या
love
या
it.
नो वी हैव स्टूडेंट्स कमिंग बैक क्योंकि जर्नल राइटिंग वक्त ऐसा होता है कि इसमें इतना क्यों लिखवाते हैं, व्हाई दिस ऑल राइटिंग इज रिक्वायर्ड, बुक्स आर देयर, बट इन द एंड इट्स ऑल कमिंग आउट ब्यूटिफुली टुगेदर एज अ इंटीग्रेटेड कोर्स. सेम दिस जर्नल राइटिंग और दिस सब्जेक्ट्स हेल्प यू इन सेकेंड टर्म ऑल्सो, because you see the practical correlation of the journal and the theory subjects that you are being taught in second term. So that's why this
Yeah,
journal was designed likewise. Yeah.
that was the best part that you did because we were free to ask you anything, everything stupid. Also, you answered us very well.
Yeah.
That thank you so much for that.
Oh, my pleasure.
Okay,
No, no, no,
okay, ma'am.
no
So
question is
like
stupid inside the classroom.
yeah.
Students are allowed to ask all kinds of. I don't want them to ask stupid questions once they are outside of my class. So any question is welcome in the classroom. It will not be judged as a stupid.
But we
Rest
still take
assured.
sometimes.
No, no, no. No, no.
No, but
It's
I
fun part.
really got to know this like जो routine होता है like teaching and going in the class and teaching students and that is more exciting and also fascinating. Like some
Yeah,
new students can come and talk to us, but just COVID happened and
yeah.
everything changed. Everything like
Everything
just
changed.
upside down.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
What
yeah.
has affected
Absolutely.
in your routine?
Routine means I can divide it into two parts: my home routine and my teaching routine. So, home routine, I was Alexa on call. So, I was the original Alexa, mom this, mom that, mom cooking, mom switching on phone, mom checking network. So, I became Alexa. And teaching wise, we had to shift suddenly to online mode of teaching, which we were not too comfortable, considering that we are not very tech savvy generation.
Yeah,
Other teachers, other faculty members of they are much more senior to me. So, but still we had trouble setting up the whole system. But we learned quite a bit during all this process. Students have been very cooperative. But that satisfaction of teaching is not there when you are doing it online. Because what happened with initial batch when the lockdown was announced in March, the batch was known to us physically. We knew each one's face and name, so it was easier with them. But when new batch joined later on in 2020, those were absolutely not known to us. They were just names and
yeah,
icons on the screen. Similarly, we were also to them. We had never interacted personally. So we had little trouble bonding with them, understanding their difficulties, and they also had understanding difficulties in terms there was nothing to show them. Like journal is all about, or hospital is all about actually going there, seeing departments, seeing
actually.
different practical. So that we could not achieve with that batch. And secondly, there was a lot of confusion regarding exam patterns also, whether they are going to be MCQs or Vivas or hybrid kind of model. So we struggled with that, but eventually, yes, we all came out trump. Our students of that batch are also doing very well. They are placed nicely. Then next batch, when they came 2021, which is now currently giving their exams, they had a little better of start because we took permission from the management just for hospital visits. So we had a
Yeah,
hybrid model of offline and online classes. So our classes were held in the college, but they were streamed for online students. So it was kind of best of both worlds for students as well as for teachers. So this 2.5 years has been a lot of learning for us
yeah.
also. So yeah, COVID was
Uh,
unprecedented, unforgettable.
Yeah, the routine
Yeah.
has changed like everything, and you might have got frustrated also. So when you went back
Yes.
home after everything, like
Seeing
कि
whole
आज hybrid
family.
का kind of कुछ हुआ है, तो आज मैंने ये भी किया, आज मैंने वो भी किया, and when you come back home, how was your mood like? most of the
नहीं, सबसे पहले घर में तो फ्रस्ट्रेशन थोड़ी दिन के बाद इसलिए हो गया कि पूरी फैमिली घर में ही है, इट वॉज टू मच ऑफ अ फैमिली टाइम। सो
yeah.
सब लोग उसकी वजह से फ्रस्ट्रेटेड हो गए थे। और सेकेंडली अगर जाना भी चाहे तो कहीं जा नहीं सकते, तो हाँ वो एक था, हो गया था थोड़ा, क्योंकि कॉलेज का एक रूटीन, एक अलग एक्साइटमेंट होता है।
Hmm.
इट्स लाइक यू आर चेंजिंग पर्सोना, you are a different kind of a person
Yeah.
when you are with your kids, you are different kind of a person when I am in a classroom as a teacher. So
Yeah.
actually, my kids never believed that I am teacher. They never took me seriously. So I take them to college on Teachers' Day, show them around the classroom, my students, my colleagues, and finally they believe that yes, you are teacher. So it took a lot
Okay.
of effort, but yeah. हाँ, लेकिन वो है कि यहाँ पे वो कंपार्टमेंटलाइजेशन नहीं हो पा रहा था। जब everything was from home, when you were doing online classes, you knew that you had to log in by say 6 o'clock का lecture, and all the lectures were taken in the evening क्योंकि working students भी बहुत सारे थे। तो we used to start by 7 o'clock, so 7 to 9 का lecture होता था, तो उसके पहले घर का complete करो, फिर लेक्चर करो, उसमें वो टेंशन की कहीं बैंडविड्थ कम ना हो जाए, बीच में
Yeah.
डिस्कनेक्ट ना हो जाए। हाँ, और ये हमारे साथ काफी फ्रीक्वेंटली होता था क्योंकि हम लोगों को ट्रबल शूटिंग नहीं आता है उतना अच्छा। तो so that was a time when I got to know that my daughter is very good with technology. So she became my yeah, right now also she has helped me figure out how to go live on Insta. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was a hidden talent which I figured out. But yeah, finally we are out with that pandemic, and now the batches are going to start as earlier. We'll be back to
Yeah.
normalcy now. I hope.
So now
It's
it'll be
sorry.
like everything happening normally.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you properly. Can you please repeat that?
So now you are happy with the routine, like everything is happening the
Yeah,
way
yeah,
it
yeah.
is.
Very much, very much, very much. Yeah. Now finally the school has started. Younger one is going to school. Husband is going to office. Right now is working from home, but still, older one is planning to start her college in a week or so, and maybe by August we will start our new batch. So yes, it's back to normalcy, back to routine.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, so can you choose one, like dentistry or teaching?
Uh, Now at this stage, it would be definitely teaching, because going back to dentistry will demand lot of practice, lot of time. So
Yeah.
yeah, teaching, it's more fun for
Please
me,
do
more
continue that.
satisfying.
I really love it. Like the way you do it, इतना easily हो जाता था. I just miss those days.
Come back.
Okay, so okay, I'll come back.
Join as a faculty. Yes, you can always do that.
Oh, but that will be too huge. Okay, so like there are some people like me, or maybe there are some ones who are like little young and they are not aware like क्या करना चाहिए, कैसे करना चाहिए. So do you really think that taking a wrong decision or towards a career, like is it really wrong to decide a specific career which is actually wrong at that moment, but
Like what? Can you give me an
it
example?
has taught you something in the future. Maybe you have changed it and you have gone to somewhere else. So is it wrong totally?
No. See, एक्चुअली रॉन्ग मतलब ये बहुत रिलेटिव टर्म है। जैसे अगर मेरे बारे में बात करूँ तो मेरा बेसिक ग्रेजुएशन इज डेंटिस्ट्री, एंड व्हाट आई एम डूइंग राइट नाउ इज टीचिंग। सो
Yeah,
ट्रेजेक्टरी एकदम अलग है, एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट आई एम नॉट टीचिंग डेंटल सब्जेक्ट्स, आई एम टीचिंग समथिंग टोटली डिफरेंट, although I
yeah,
took education for that, but it was not planned.
yeah,
But most and lot of it was circumstantial. My choices were a lot of situation based, circumstantial based, or personal reasons. But all said and done, I had a choice, and I chose this aspect. So there is
yeah,
nothing like wrong or right. uh, you do what you feel correct at that moment, and later on if you feel that this is not working for me, there is no harm in switching to something else, but it should not become a pattern, because for
yeah,
you to grow into any career you need to give it a sustainable amount of time,
yeah,
uh, yeah, to figure out. So don't be in a rush to say ki I'm not enjoying it, so it might be wrong for me. It just might be a bad phase, it might be you are at the wrong organization, or you are not thinking that seriously, or you have made up your mindset ki nahi, I just don't want to do this, and you have not accepted, internalized it. So that may feel wrong, but you need to give it a time. We tell this same thing to our students also. You don't
Yeah.
keep job hopping. You need to be in that organization for a considerable period of time to figure out what you
Yeah, right.
like. Yeah. So wrong ऐसा
But there are
नहीं है.
misleading people also, na ma'am. Like, अगर मैंने choose किया dentistry, so there are 5 people who would say like, okay, fine, you took a good decision. But there are 10 other or 15 other people who would say like, इसमें scope क्या है? What are you going to do? Like, how are you going to earn money? Like, all of these are the questions. And okay,
Yeah.
fine, I went with it, I did it, and after that, I
हम्म.
came to know like this is not my interest. Like, this is I don't like more. Like, I मेरे
हम्म.
पास कुछ और करने के लिए भी अगर दिमाग में आता है तो why cannot I do it? Why should I get stuck in that pattern? Like, अगर मुझे डेंटिस्ट्री करना है तो मैंने उसके आगे एक प्रैक्टिस करना चाहिए and then I should go for PG and then other stuff.
Uh,
So I can
नहीं.
stop na somewhere if I'm not
Of
feeling
course,
like
of
doing.
course, of course, of course. See, this was a set pattern when I was a student. Like 20 years ago, it was a very कैसे बोल सकते हैं मतलब pivot. It was a very beaten path. कि you do
Yeah,
UG, you do PG. दो ही उसमें बाइफर्केशंस थे. या तो आप आपका प्रैक्टिस शुरू करो या आप पीजी करके एकेडमिक्स में जाओ और उसके साथ प्रैक्टिस शुरू करो. देयर वाज
yeah,
नथिंग बियॉन्ड दैट. Yeah, at
yeah,
that time. But now students have many more options. They can go for healthcare management, they can go for MBA in any other major, or they can set up their own clinic, or they can join any hospital as a working professional and balance
yeah,
their clinical practice with their personal passions also, because hospitals have a fixed working times. When you have
mm,
your own practice, the liability is much more on you. You are
right,
responsible for everything, from sourcing to
yeah,
marketing to feedback, everything is you. But if you are working with a hospital, you are relieved of all these duties. So you still
right,
get time to practice the skill, but still are not liable or responsible for the whole setup. So that's a kind of a win-win situation. And then you can pursue your own interests also, if you have any, or you can try to figure out what exactly your passion is about. So now
yeah,
students have many more avenues as compared, and I think parents are also now more flexible with this changing of streams kind of thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So the
Yeah,
next question I would like to ask you, like, there is a change in education system also right now,
yeah.
and there are
Hmm.
new streams coming up. So what is your view on that?
I'm not much too aware with new streams. I just got to know about them since the time my daughter went into junior college. Till that
Okay.
it was, हाँ, till that it was only art, science. इसके बाद मतलब एक बहुत प्लान जैसे होता था strict. मतलब व्हेन आई वाज अ स्टूडेंट इट वाज कि स्लैब्स होते थे, इतने परसेंटेज आए तो यू विल गो टू साइंस, उसके बाद यू विल गो टू कॉमर्स एंड लीस्ट वुड गो टू आर्ट्स. नाउ इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. और इसके बाद भी अभी इतने ज्यादा ऑप्शंस हो गए हैं, देर इज सो मेनी एवेन्यूज, सो मेनी कोर्सेज कि इट्स कंफ्यूजिंग जस्ट टू चूज व्हाट काइंड ऑफ अ करियर यू वांट.
Yeah, yeah,
And apart from that, even after making that final decision, you are still not sure whether we have made the right decision or not. So now it has become a problem of plenty.
yeah,
It's like yeah, it's like ordering coffee in Starbucks. It's you just
yeah,
cannot go and ask for a coffee. There are so many options,
yeah.
so many things. It's like MCQs. You want milk, you want sugar, you want hot, you want cold, you want this and that.
Options to
So
choose.
simple task of ordering coffees feels like a huge, humongous task. And even after all that, you are not sure, is this really what I wanted? आई शुड हैव गॉन फॉर दैट.
Right.
या बाजू वाला जो ले रहा है वो ज्यादा टेम्पटिंग दिख रहा है, वो लेना चाहिए,
Yeah,
नेक्स्ट टाइम मैं
yeah.
वो ट्राई करूंगी. हाँ, तो ये कंफ्यूजन अगर करियर में भी आएगा तो देर आर नॉट ऑलवेज सेकेंड चांसेस अवेलेबल. It's easy with
Right.
Starbucks. You can go and try out a new flavor next day, next week, next month. But this same cannot be done with your career also. So this is where
Right.
you need to take guidance from people who are in the field. For dentistry, since I am a dentist, you are a dentist, I can say that any student who is vying to get into BDS, he should first visit a dental clinic. Spend a day
Yeah.
over there watching a dentist, what he is doing on a day-to-day basis. Really think that can he visualize himself or herself doing this 10 years, 15 years, 20 years down the line, because he is planning his career with terms of earning money. So naturally, he
Yeah.
has to go out there and work. So that can give a very clear perspective. Sadly, I didn't know this when I was going for BDS,
I
otherwise I
could
would not
also
have
know that,
chosen.
ma'am. I
Yeah,
directly
because
went to the college and I saw that the chairs and I saw these people wearing white coats and I was like, I cannot see myself doing this stuff, but I hope I could do it for
they
4 years.
I spoke to various dentists and everyone was like कि this is a very good course, अच्छा है, एमबीबीएस से अच्छा है, emergencies नहीं होते हैं, females के लिए तो बहुत ही अच्छा है, ज़्यादा demanding नहीं
Yeah,
है.
yeah,
Everything is correct. They weren't giving wrong guidance, but that guidance
yeah,
was from their perspective. Whether it was suiting my personality or not, they could not know it that time. They didn't knew me as a person. And sadly, I was very young. I could not know myself as that kind of a person, what I want.
yeah,
I
yeah,
figured out at a very later stage that dentistry is a very isolated kind of a work. You work in isolation in your clinic. If it's your own practice, you are
yeah.
working isolated. Yeah. So that's a huge
That is only
responsibility.
right. Like you get up and you go in that clinic and you work totally for whole day because you
Oh,
cannot know what kind of patients are going to come. You have to be ready with everything. You need to
yeah,
have help also. Like there are a lot of things happening in that one small space. But
yeah,
after you go out, you won't able to know anything related to dentistry. There is something happening different. और फिर तुम यहाँ आते हो like okay, I don't know such stuff now because I'm so busy with the patients and I'm so busy in treating
yeah.
patients like that. Too isolated. True.
No, and if you want to become a successful professional, any profession, you need to devote certain amount of time, dedication,
Yeah.
and a certain degree of passion also. Then only you can achieve a degree of success.
Yeah. True.
Satisfaction may or may not follow depending on how invested you are into that profession. So
Yeah.
yeah, when we say that we will be doing simultaneously this also, that also, like currently I am seeing students thinking about ki I'll, especially PGDHM students, when they come with the idea that I'll get into hospital and I'll pursue this dream also. But then they have to understand that it's a demanding profession, demanding in terms of time. You may
Yeah.
not be having a huge role and responsibility when you begin your career. It would be a very, what you can say, just the first step of the ladder. But if you have to climb, you need to stand there, wait for your turn to get the next ladder. So
Yeah.
time is something that you need to spend. So doing lot many things at the same time and thinking of getting success in each and every one is not a very good idea. It
It's
may
not
or may
even
not happen.
possible because one attention, like that kind of attention, is not given at that one specific
Yeah,
field. No, it is
right, right,
distributed
right.
somewhere. So it obviously going to get back. It's not going to go
Exactly.
in front, and you're not going to be fixed. Like, okay, I can do it or not because you're always in
No,
that
no, no.
question like ये भी
So the
करना है वो भी
same
करना है. It's not possible.
नहीं और सेकेंडली और होता क्या है फीमेल्स के साथ करियर एस्पेक्ट तो एक है ही लेकिन उनकी जो घर के काम की जिम्मेदारी जो होती है दैट इज ओवरलुक्ड. But we have to understand that it is also a skill based job. If you are cooking day
Yeah,
in and day out, it is a skill, though it is not recognized, rewarded, but it is still a skill that needs to be practiced every day, again and again. It is monotonous, it is boring, it is demanding, but
yeah,
you still need to do it. If you are not doing it, you have to outsource it to someone else, then supervise that person because your family's taste, health, everything is going to be different from what that person
yeah,
understands. So it's double the work if you are
yeah.
hiring a buy or a maid. So it's totally your decision. So women are usually scattered in all the directions because of these responsibilities. When we say that women are multitasker, at times I feel it's a thopofy kind of a label. They may or may not want to be
Yeah,
multitasker. So generalizing every female as a multitasker is not a very good idea. Some may be, some may not be. So,
yeah,
and that's
because as it
okay.
is said out loud in the world, every
Hmm.
woman makes her like that. Like, okay, हाँ सब कर रहे हैं ना, so I should also do it. I should also
No, no,
handle certain.
no.
It's not necessary. If you want
Not
to focus at
necessarily.
some point किया तो अपने career पे ही ध्यान देना, you
It's
can do it, right?
it's again a choice. I want to do it or I don't want to do it. I want to do it
Yeah,
now. I want to do it tomorrow. It should be more of a choice oriented kind
yeah,
of a thing instead of a label giving or a pressure from the society that you ought to do this or I have to do this because I am a multitasker, known multitasker universally. That's not how it can work.
yeah.
So, and secondly, because of this, women are mostly guilt ridden. If they are doing one
Ah,
thing and neglecting other, they will always be in guilt. Ki, I'm not giving enough time to my career, or I'm not giving enough time to my children or my house. So it's a
Yeah.
constant struggle and
Some of
cycle
you,
which wears you down.
some of them have actually lost the contact with their passion and field, like the
Yeah.
career field, and they said like, okay, I gave that up. I sacrificed it for my family because they wanted me, they wanted my time. And it's like it is not right. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes okay, that span of time you can do it like for 4 years,
Yes,
5 years, but
see,
later on you just have to
no,
think about your career also, no?
no, even
You know?
I used to feel
Yeah,
in these terms, sacrifice, वगैरह. But somewhere down the line, you have to get out of this dilemma and understand
yeah,
that every time you had a choice and you made a decision. Now, that decision could be based on anything. It could be your personal
yeah,
reasons, it could be your family demands, it could be circumstantial, it could be any monetary reason also. Means I am lucky enough कि I don't have to work for money. I am well supported. So
yeah,
money was never a factor in me choosing a career or not choosing a career. So in that terms, I am blessed. Some women are not. So
yeah,
so that will be the driving reason for their choice of working.
right.
Okay, since I had this backing up or blessing of financially stability, I had
Mm-hmm.
this choice of deciding to devote more time to my family. But then, after a point, I had to accept it to myself that it was a choice. I made it, and I should not be in dilemma about this.
Yeah, yeah.
This dilemma is what causes you more trouble than being a career woman or a housewife or devoting less time to any of the aspects. So you should not be in any kind of dilemma. You should just accept it, and it comes. I think it comes eventually with age and time.
Yeah, right, right. Okay, so can you look? Okay, now we'll talk about some PGDHM memories. I'm really excited to know.
Uh,
Okay,
yeah, there
who
have been many, 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 many. Every
this
batch
particular
has many.
batch you remember, right? Our batch you
Yeah, of
remember.
course.
Okay,
Oh,
who
how
was
you
the best
doing?
student?
Oh, that's putting me in spot. Best student. Currently, it's you. You invited me, so
Or if
you
this is
remember.
happen,
You
then
remember me still. That time, I think your whole batch was very good. I still remember. I'm not able to recall all the names. For some faces, I recall because it's a huge batch of 60 students. But I remember you, Apeksha, then Gyanu,
yeah,
Dr. Pratishta, Gesu, Arindam, then Mr. Jadhav, Preetam,
yeah,
and Pranay. And it was
yeah,
a very talented batch. And I think with you, the bonding was more because we were mutual fan club of friends. So we had
yeah,
a so we had this fan club of friends and greeting each other with how you doing. I think that is the
yeah,
fondest memory I have of. And the one picture that you clicked with me and posted on Instagram, I think that was the first time I featured on Insta with the
yeah.
students.
Because I first time I felt like okay, teacher can be so cool like this, really. And I posted that photo, and I talked
Yeah,
with people about it. It was really awesome. I love that moment.
yeah, even me too. I cherish it. I cherish. Even the Teachers' Day celebration was awesome. The specially crafted
Yeah, it
quiz
was
that
fun.
you had for me, and I could
Yes.
win that. I could answer all the questions. By the way, I'm always constantly watching runs and reruns of Friends. It's my go-to stress buster.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of fond memories. Some students are still in touch, like Gesu, Arindam, Pratishta. They usually do wish on Teachers' Day or Guru Purnima, or of course
Yeah.
WhatsApp groups are always there to connect us. So it's that connect is not lost, even we if we are not talking on a day-to-day basis. But it's good to know that your students still remember you and talk fondly. Yeah,
Something
yeah,
happened.
though that's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. So yes, I
Okay. So
cannot
can
pick
you?
one favorite.
Your voice is not audible, ma'am.
No, so I'm saying that I cannot just pick one favorite student from the whole batch.
Okay.
It's difficult.
Okay, ma'am. Last, like one of the best things that you would do is giving your own talk or words to the people whom you can actually inspire, like your words, your motivational words to them.
Bapre, it's a huge responsibility. I don't think of myself as a motivator. But yes, just believe in yourself. Take responsibility for your actions and always, always remember that you have choice. Every step of the way you have choice. If you connect like this, you will take responsibility for your decisions, and then you will start believing in yourself, and you will do best for yourself.
Yeah, but I came to know
What
one
do
thing, like making mistakes is not a bad thing. I think until and unless you make a mistake, you won't be able to understand what is right for you, right? So when I came
Yeah,
to know that the
very true.
dentistry is not right for me, I started this show.
Very good. You can become a very good RJ or VJ also, for that matter.
Awesome. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your amazing time.
Thank
And
you.
we are
Thank
going to
you.
talk
Thank you.
again, but on the call. This will not do this
Yeah,
session
sure,
again.
sure.
We can do it with some
Sure,
other
sure.
teachers if they are very happy to just come and talk on this platform that I started.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's
I
be
think
more
they would be more
connected
than
like this.
happy. Get Bokil, sir. He's an institution amongst himself. He will be
I
the
already
most
talked to him,
inspiring
but he's
teacher.
not there on Instagram. I guess that's the biggest problem.
Oh, yeah, he's not on
We'll go for Zoom
Instagram.
live maybe. We can do the Zoom thing and I'll
Yeah,
just
yeah,
record it and post it. That will be really fun. Like I always wanted to talk to
yeah,
him.
yeah.
It's been years of
Yeah.
time. So we'll have him
Hmm.
in the discussion.
So when you talk about inspiring quotes and inspiring stories, he's the only person that I can think of. So you should
True
get
that.
him.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am, for
Okay.
being on the show and
Thank
sharing your
you.
journey with us. Thank you, really. Thank you so much. See you next time, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye. Nice meeting you. Bye.
Bye.
Take care and do keep in touch. Okay.
Yes,
Bye bye.
please.
Yeah.
Always.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Mm.
Thank you so much, guys, for being there on the show and listening to her amazing journey. She is a teacher, and there are really amazing teachers out there. And if you are actually into your studies right now and you're going to a college, you're doing your PG, just look up to your teachers. They're going to help you a lot, and they're really cool nowadays. You know, you can talk whatever you like and whatever you want, and she's one of the best ones that I have come across in my whole life. And I really enjoyed this session, guys. So thank you so much for being there. And again, I'm going to come back with an amazing story like this. And I hope you guys still be there and enjoy the sessions with me live on Instagram. See you next time, guys. Bye. Namaste.